How do we bring heaven down to earth? How do we make a home for God to dwell here? Now, we can talk about building an actual home, a family, and, creating macro structures, and that's all amazing. But we can't really talk about that unless we talk about the micro, about building a vessel for God to dwell in our minds, in our hearts, in our bodies. Now, if you read the God Code, Greg Braden, that was a really wonderful read. And he talks about how, he uncovered that the essence of our cells is the message that God is within, and not just the message, but the reality. So God already does dwell in the actual makeup of our cells, of our atoms, and the stuff that creates everything else in the universe. Sometimes that seed and that information is dormant, or it's stuck, it's suppressed. I found in my energy therapy practice, that we can also just unlock and unblock a lot of those restrictions. Sometimes it could be actual, entities and dark energies that are holding on to those areas, that are latching on because there's already been a vulnerability there. There's already some kind of wound, and it's like, the parasites love that. They love where there's like an open space where there's been some sort of trauma or sadness, or, a space that's sort of like disjointed and out of balance. And that can also affect our ability to access that divine information and to call upon it, because now all we're getting is actually, being fed from this parasite, all of this kind of negative self-talk and information and depression and anxiety. A lot of times at the root is, these kind of unseen dark energies that latch on. So it's, the process of kind of clearing that out and healing, and it's definitely a multi-layer process. So if there's a lot of confusion and just kind of like distorted ideas and false ideas and not godly ideas in the mind, that's going to be the foundation for everything else that we create. So how do we create a space for God to dwell within? First step is clearing out all of those energies and energetic imprints that are not the essence of who you are and are blocking you from accessing that divine information that's already present in your cells. Then once the proverbial swamp is cleared out and balance and flow and life force is restored, there's really nothing else to do. You just receive your divine channel, your divine inspiration.